There's been several bits of activity associated with the BP Pulse GigaHub and Travel Centers of America project, enough so that I thought a video was warranted. Let's go ahead and get to the update. These are the statements issued off the BP Pulse website on November 5th, 2024. I went over these in my last update, but just very quickly, they're talking about GigaHubs. They're also talking about Travel Centers of America and 8,000 gas stations at BP, AMCO, ARCO, and Thornton's branded sites throughout the United States. This is what the map looks like. A couple new ones down here in Florida were recently added, and occasionally they post into social media little blurbs like this. This is nothing new. This is just an example of what they do. If you want to see what the gas stations look like, which I'm not really tracking, but there's a lot of activity concerning the gas stations. It's a little too much for me to track. I'm just doing the Travel Centers of America and the GigaHubs. But this is what the gas stations look like. This is a Thornton's in Louisville, Kentucky, and they have the Tritium chargers. Eric Way from the News Coolum channel visited one of these in Northern California. I'll link that video down below in the description. But they seem to be using these at quite a few locations, which we'll see pictures of here shortly. Additionally, Laz Parking, they have a partnership. I haven't seen anything going into Laz Parking, and also Simon Malls. They have a partnership. Again, I haven't seen anything in Simon Malls, but if you do the math on Simon Malls, it should be 75 locations throughout the United States. I'm not quite sure how many Laz Parking. Last year, September 7, 2023, they opened the GigaHub in England, and this is a global effort by BP Pulse. It's not just the United States. I'm just obviously tracking the stations in the United States, but it is a global effort. And you can see the Alpitronic hyperchargers went in here in England. They also took over the venue with branding. This is the rendering and then the actual finished product over here. Victoria, Australia, additionally, is getting BP Pulse hardware. You can see the Alpitronic hardware, and this was in the last update. What wasn't is this new one, and as you see, there's one Alpitronic and then 3 Tritium chargers, and that seems to be the pattern that they're going to be following here. So this is new outside of Melbourne in a town called Carolina Springs. Additionally, new in the United States, Los Angeles, there is a permit, and in the permit documents was this rendering for a location in Durant, California, outside of Los Angeles. And I'll show what that looks like on the map here when I finish up the rest of the update. Boston, Massachusetts, we didn't know the specific location, but BP Pulse posted into a Facebook post a comment with the actual address, and we now know it to be outside of Logan Airport. And I'll zoom into that here also in just a second. Steve from Plug and Play EV actually visited this week, and I think he's going to be creating some content concerning this location because it's very close to his neck of the woods. Travel Centers of America, this one was in the last update outside of St. Augustine, Florida, has been spotted, very likely going to be opening pretty soon. I think the transformer is already in place. Site plans, additional from what we had last time. This is in Baytown, Texas, supplied by Nicholas via PlugShare. And as you see, we have 4 Alpitronic CCS1 stalls right here, and J3400 handles provided by Tesla Superchargers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Tesla Superchargers with J3400 and 4 CCS handles using Alpitronic hardware outside of Houston in Baytown on Interstate 10. This is the site plans mentioned previously concerning the large GigaHub outside of the Washington, D.C. airport in Virginia called IAD. I forgot the name of the town that it's in. This is Troutdale, Oregon. This is Sterling, Virginia. I messed that up. So Troutdale, Oregon over here, Sterling, Virginia over here. This is the one outside of the Washington, D.C. airport. This is the one on the opposite side of the country. And you can see also we've got both Alpitronic hardware, it says right there, HYC 400s, and Tesla Supercharger stalls. So very similar type of pattern. It seems like anytime they're going to be doing J3400, they're going to be using the Tesla Superchargers, and anytime they're doing CCS, it's either going to be Alpitronic or Tritium. This is what the greenfield locations look like in table form, and as you can see, the 2 new ones, now that we know where the Boston one is outside of Logan, has been added, and the new one in California outside of Los Angeles. No change here in the TA locations, but this is what it looks like in table form. I'll pause here for a second. And now let's go to the map. The Los Angeles one is right at the tip of 605 and 210. And if you zoom in, it's an empty plot of land currently, and that's where they're going to be putting that GigaHub. The rendering was shown. And then the Boston one on the opposite side of the country. And just, pink is NEVI awards, blue is spotted with permits, red is under construction, and the one green one is actually open. This is not gas stations, this is just the GigaHubs and the Travel Centers of America. Okay, the Boston one is, here's Logan Airport right here, and just north of it, I'm sure this is going to be swarmed with rideshare people, is a little rental car agency right next to the Chelsea Creek, and it's right here. Steve mentions that it's within walking distance of Starbucks. If you don't mind this kind of precarious walk down this road, maybe they'll be putting in sidewalks or some kind of pedestrian pass-through over here. I'm not quite sure. But this is where the GigaHub is. Very nice location right next to the water. And that's the update we have for this time. I will keep my eye on any new GigaHub or Travel Centers of America activity. It does seem as though that BP Pulse is following through with their intentions that they announced on their website November 5th, and construction and permitting is actually occurring, indicating their plans are now fully in swing. Thanks for watching.